Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, bringing you week 18 of our 2026 program, from strategic cyber assurance to strategic cyber endurance, sustaining control across time, disruption, and adversarial pressure. Over the past several weeks, we've moved through a deliberate and necessary evolution, introducing defensive autonomy systems that learn faster than adversaries, elevating cyber resilience as a strategic capability, expansion to ecosystem resilience, securing what we do not control, establishing institutional control, ensuring consistency under pressure, advancing strategic cyber advantage, designing systems that win, moving to strategic cyber leverage, applying capability with intention, establishing strategic cyber control, which is directing outcomes consistently, and introducing strategic cyber assurance, ensuring outcomes hold over time. Now, week 18 addresses the next and most defining question to date. Once outcomes are sustained, how do we ensure they endure across extended disruption, evolving threats, and time itself? Because in 2026, capability enables, advantage positions, leverage applies, control directs, assurance sustains, but endurance persists. The 2026 reality is that assurance exists, but time is the new adversary. Across global cyber environments, a deeper pattern is emerging. Organizations now have AI-enabled detection and response, strengthened governance and decision models, improved consistency and execution, and validated outcomes under pressure. And yet, they are still vulnerable to long-duration disruption, strategic fatigue across workforce and leadership, erosion of discipline over time, and adversaries targeting persistence, not just access. This creates the next gap: assurance without endurance. So the emerging risk is what holds today may not hold tomorrow. Many organizations can now sustain outcomes in defined conditions, maintain consistency across short cycles, and validate performance under some level of stress. But they struggle when disruption is prolonged, not episodic. Systems are stressed continuously, not intermittently, when workforce attention degrades over time, and when adversaries exploit persistence gaps. Meaning systems are stable, but not necessarily durable. Control holds for the short term, but not indefinitely. And so in cyber environments, time itself is now a threat vector. The next evolution is strategic cyber endurance. To lead in 2026 and beyond, organizations must evolve again, from strategic cyber assurance to strategic cyber endurance. This means designing systems that sustain outcomes indefinitely, not only conditionally, that can maintain integrity across extended disruptions, preserve discipline across workforce and leadership transitions, and continue performing even as conditions degrade. Endurance is where assurance becomes permanent capability. So what does strategic cyber endurance actually look like? Well, strategic cyber endurance is not infinite amount of resources, static systems, or perfect control. Rather, it is the ability to sustain performance across extended time horizons, maintain decision integrity despite fatigue and change, prevent degradation across systems and teams, continue operating effectively in contested, evolving environments. Endurance is not about surviving disruption, it is about outlasting it. So 4 moves to build strategic cyber endurance, from continuous validation to continuous stability. Assurance validation outcomes, and endurance stabilizes them over time. So high-performing organizations are designing systems that resist degradation, reinforce execution consistency across extended cycles, monitor for slow erosion, not just immediate failure. The shift from verifying performance to sustaining it indefinitely. So we're moving from workforce discipline to workforce durability. Assurance requires disciplined teams. Endurance requires durable teams. Organizations must design roles that sustain performance over time, prevent burnout in high-demand environments, and reinforce consistent behavior across long cycles. The shift is from disciplined execution to sustained human performance. And so we need to move from system integrity to system persistence. Control ensures systems behave correctly, but endurance ensures they behave correctly over time. This requires long duration stress testing, resilience modeling across extended disruption, redundancy that holds beyond initial failure scenarios. And the shift is from system reliability to system persistence. So from mission continuity to mission longevity, assurance ensures mission continuity. Endurance ensures mission longevity. So organizations must plan beyond the most immediate disruptions they're likely to face, align across long-term strategic horizons, and ensure consistency across leadership transitions. The shift is from sustaining mission to extending mission capability over time. So our workforce reality is that endurance is built, not assumed. Strategic cyber endurance is not necessarily technical in totality. It is also behavioral, structural, and cultural. It requires leaders who reinforce consistency over long periods, teams who operate beyond short-term cycles, organizations that reward sustained performance, not bursts of activity, systems that reduce reliance on individual effort. And in 2026, cyber assurance proves systems work, and cyber endurance proves they keep working. So our strategic implications for 2026 are that organizations that achieve strategic cyber endurance will sustain performance across prolonged disruption, resist degradation across systems and teams, maintain control through leadership transitions, outlast adversarial pressure, operate with long-term strategic stabilities. Organizations that do not will experience slow performance erosion, lose discipline over time, depend on short-term effort, struggle under extended pressure, and fail to sustain advantage. The difference is not control. The difference is how long our control holds. So our week 18 reflection is for us to ask ourselves and other organizations, where do our systems weaken over time, not immediately? Where does workforce performance degrade under sustained pressure? Where do we assume stability but do not test for duration? Where is control dependent on short-term discipline? And where could time itself become a vulnerability? If the answer is unclear, endurance has not yet been achieved. So our week 18 action is to conduct a cyber endurance assessment by identifying one mission-critical system or function. Evaluate, does it sustain performance over extended periods? Does execution remain consistent under long-term pressure? Does workforce capability hold or degrade? Does control persist across changing conditions? Then take one action. Strengthen one system for duration. Reinforce one behavior for consistency, and eliminate one source of long-term degradation, because endurance is built over time, not proven in moments. So what comes next? Well, in week 19, we're going to move into from endurance to strategic dominance, how sustained capability creates asymmetric advantage, how organizations state, not just withstand the cyber environment. So our closing thought for today is the cybersecurity challenge of the past was protection. The challenge of the present is resilience. The challenge of the future, well, it's assurance and endurance, because in 2026, you are not just controlling outcomes. You are not just sustaining them. You are ensuring they persist no matter how long the pressure lasts. No cracking, folks. And the organizations that lead will not be those that achieve control once. They will be the ones who never lose it. Again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, bringing you week 18 from strategic cyber assurance to strategic cyber endurance, sustaining control access across time, disruption, and adversarial pressure.